Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about living life as a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to break it down for you. I just wanted to use that as like a description title because I know it'll make more sense once I break it all the way down. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't been outside as much. I've been back and forth because this weather in Virginia has been crazy. When I say crazy, we wake up, it's 30 degrees outside. By noon, it's about 60, 65. I'm more of a when the sun is up kind of person. When I like to get up and do my filming before my energy is affected. Sometimes it's a little bit later in the day. That's neither here nor there. Diving into the subject, you know what I'm saying? Living life as a diabetic. So, for me, I had moved back up to New York. I would say 2017, I moved back up there. And I was like in the Bronx area. I was staying with my sister. I had like moved my pregnant BM out there and everything. Like, it was crazy. In my mind, I'm thinking, start over. I know I can do it. We about to do it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, getting up there, I realized that my sister's youngest brother is a diabetic. And he only like 4, 5 at the time, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really around it. I wasn't around diabetes and these things growing up, you know what I'm saying? And being around him at that time and having to help him through that process as well, it's like when you're a diabetic, you have to be self-aware 24/7. From time you wake up to the time you back down. You know what I'm saying? It is no breaks from being a diabetic. From having to get little man his insulin shots, you know what I'm saying? Constantly having to prick his finger to check to make sure his blood pressure isn't way too high, you know what I'm saying? Like his sugar levels isn't way too high or too low, because if they're too high, then you got to kind of let them settle down and not give him nothing with any sugar or anything, and it really just kind of just let him do his thing till that shit drops. When it's really low, you trying to fucking boost it and give him everything you can so that way it can meet his levels without overdoing it. So it's like super cautious and super self-aware, you know what I'm saying? So the diabetic thing is more of they call it a disease, but when you say disease, it all kind of sounds like one word, but when you break it down, a disease is dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? Your body, your vessel is at a dis-ease. So that's another thing that I don't believe in, like all these other medical terms that they have for diseases, because I know I tapped in with Dr. Sebi before they killed him, and he had cured over 77 patients, you know what I'm saying? That was just a roundabout number. He took to court with him to prove that he cured everything holistically, you know what I'm saying? From the point to where these medical facilities were saying these people had these things, 1, 2, 3, HIV, cancer, all of this shit, syphilis, anything you name. These medical facilities said they had it. These people had money, so they went to go see Dr. Sebi. After taking Dr. Sebi treatments for about a year or two, however long their process was, they went back to those same medical facilities. And the medical facilities had to pronounce that they was clear of any diagnosis that they had. A disease is just really your vessel at a dis-ease. Too much mucus built up in one of your areas, you know what I'm saying? So having to be at a point where he was so young, and then he forced everyone else to kind of be self-aware too. Even, you know, if his household was a little, you know, not that balanced because of, you know, his mother or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But to constantly have to be self-aware to do these things for him, it helped me realize, like, once I was finally out of that place in that process or whatever, that that's basically what I do already 24/7. I know a lot of other chosen ones do this already 24/7. Self-awareness is like living like a diabetic. You have to watch what you intake. Everything from food to knowledge and energy and vibrations you're around, to the whole collectivized outlook of it all. You know what I'm saying? So there is no days off from self-awareness. Just like the diabetics, if they slip up or they forget, then they gotta fucking pay for it. It's the same way with us. I always had that mentality, but I never realized until I was able to experience something similar to compare it to. For me, I experienced a lot of shit, but I like to correlate my experiences with the knowledge and information that I come across, so that way I can put them hand in hand, and then if the puzzle pieces fit, then I don't need no validation, no validity from outside of me, no confirmation. I know that it comes from within. A lot of us, we know that we're not going to get confirmation from outside of us, so we have to confirm things within, and you have to stand firm on it. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with living life as a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? Your body is at dis-ease. We're in a matrix where we're constantly at a dis-ease. You're going to a job that you might not even want to fucking work. You're at a dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? You're doing shit for people that you don't want to do, but you're still doing it. That's putting your body at a dis-ease. All of these things are things that put your body at a dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? So whether you want to keep it with the matrix term and say, oh, disease is just everything through the matrix and their medical terms and words and language and all that weird witchy shit, then cool. If that shit wasn't witchy, I promise you, they would make the medicines, quote unquote medicines, their drugs, they would make that shit a lot more legible and understandable and understandable. I don't know what fucking prolophysis is. Like, why the fuck would you try to say, hey, I recommend this shit to you? Bitch, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Like, that don't even make sense. You could have just called this shit, look, this is the pH right here. Don't give me that confusing witchy shit, because I know y'all putting some sauce in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all witchy sauce. Y'all ain't got this shit, so y'all have to do other shit to kind of keep our vessels at a dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? But being able to experience that shit with Lil Man just constantly having to get these insulin shots and constantly having to get his finger pricked for blood and stick it on a thing and to check all this shit, it was like he was going to get to a place eventually where you get this little box thing that they just attach to your hip, waist, arm, wherever I guess it sees fit, and it kind of regulates and it reads your system for you, and it kind of injects the shit that you need into your body as a diabetic. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically connecting you to a robot. It's taking the pressure off of having to stay self-aware to do these things. You know what I'm saying? That shit comes with a large amount of pressure. If you look at your life and take it in the same steps, you're not going to have no choice but to elevate. It's nothing stopping you from elevating when you're that focused and you're that self-aware. I practice, I preach, I teach, I'm going to throw self-awareness at you, because there's nothing more important than being self-aware. Like, we can look at all these other things that's happening around us, but we always have some kind of control in what's going on. Whether you want to go to a job or not, you have control over it. Yes, you might not get no bills paid, but you have control over whether you're going to go to that fucking job or not. Simple process. You know what I'm saying? We all have these control tactics. We all have choices. Choices. I know that shit is a little tricky sometimes, and it seems like, oh no, I don't have a choice. You have a fucking choice. You know what I'm saying? We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So at the end of the day, it don't matter who you're looking at or talking to. We all got to go on to our next journey. So it doesn't matter if you want to hang on to this shit as long as you possibly can or not. But I promise you, you're going to live a lot lighter. It's going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot freer once you learn to let that shit go. Don't let your body live and sit in a dis-ease position. You know what I'm saying? We need to be more alkaline based, but I know because of the grocery stores that we are going to, we aren't set up to where we can actually have space to grow our shit that we have to manage with what we have. But for the ones that do have access to it, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you are taking full advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? And as this we continue to build and grow over here, I'll make sure that I'll have other avenues so that we can access all these other organic routes a lot more smoother and easier without the witchy shit. You know what I'm saying? The way I see it is like, we spiritually connected, right? We all got different superpowers, right? So being at this place in my life and meeting other people spiritually connected, is nothing stopping us from being able to read energies and be like, nah, let's scratch that. We're not going to bring that one into the program. Oh, I love that spirit. I can see that one doing great things. Let's pull that one into the program. You know what I'm saying? It don't... We scratching out all that other witchy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a whole new program, and they going to have to keep up. You know what I'm saying? They already doing what they can now, but the shit still ain't working because we still doing what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're keeping our body out of that dis-ease mode, you know what I'm saying? Practice, if that helps for you, thinking of it in a diabetic form. They constantly have to be self-aware. Theirs is a little bit more detrimental to their health immediately, but spiritually we can flip that and look at that shit as the same thing for us if we're not being self-aware appropriately, properly, and at the immediate times when we need to be. You know what I'm saying? If I don't want to run up too long, y'all tap into everything down below. This is some old vintage, but we might be bringing them back out 2015. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the kings and queens.